Hi everyone, I'm Borja Pascual, director of Tristán la lía, or Tristan is Wild. Firstly, I'd like to thank Searchlight International Film Festival 25 for this opportunity. On 2018, I got divorced, and I remember feeling quite disoriented. I felt confused about why something that was supposed to last forever suddenly was coming to an end. It made me question how or where we are when committing. Of course, I didn't want it to be a story about me, and I don't think my divorce was that traumatic to deserve its own movie. But I thought that this feeling had potential and posed an interesting question. When committing, do we really know what we are getting into, or do we actually figure it out once we are knee deep into it? I first started it out as a short story, which I rewrote several times just to figure out where I was heading. I remember ditching 6 full pages of text and condensing them into barely 1 page. Once the story was ready, then I turned it into a screenplay. Since writing is free, some passages of the original short story would have been too costly to film. So I had to cut corners and think of cheaper solutions that preserved the meaning that was intended. Finding the perfect cast was easy, since our producer, Beatriz Olcina, knows a lot of amazing actors. She brought most of the wonderful talent, Juan Mamayén, Jason Matilla, Josep Riera. Character was as important as talent, since these guys were supposed to be long-time friends, so we wanted them to be compatible and be able to make a nice group. For the protagonists, I had been friends with Cristina Esteve for many years, and she was my first and only choice for the role. She is so talented. By the time I was considering making this film, Cristina was doing a stage play with Rafa Alarcón, and this is a coincidence. He just had contacted me over a photo shoot. Once I met him, I knew I had found the perfect Tristan. And regarding the wildling, I needed someone whose presence could be menacing enough. So I approached my CrossFit trainer, Georgi Deshanov. He's a wonderful and very gentle guy, but he looks terrifying. He can look very terrifying. He's just started getting into acting and he's got it. This is a self-financed film, so it was important to find a good location on a budget. It had to be a cabin in the middle of a forest, and we were lucky to find La Boquilla. This is an amazing location which served not only as our film set, but it was also our home. We slept in there, and for the whole weekend that the filming took. Beatriz also brought in our wonderful production assistant, Adriana Pedraza, and also our music and sound post-production guy, Elder Borges Santos, and they both were wonderful. They are amazing. They enlightened the room. And regarding our sound recording artist, Usia Caneda, and our makeup artist, Victor Bueno, I was really lucky to find them via online casting calls. In both cases, it was love at first sight. I wanted people with creative passion and the will to explore the possibilities of the project, and they were amazing. Together we made such a cool group. It was a really bonding experience, and I felt surrounded with friends. Having a cast of professional actors working for free on a passion project means time constraints. You don't want them to give up paid gigs or something like that, so you have to adapt to your filming schedule to accommodate that. First day of filming, Rafa Alarcón had to leave the set at 9 p.m., drive 3 hours to a gig, then drive back at 3 a.m. to get some sleep, and then resume filming. He's a trooper. I knew we only had 3 days, so we had to prep a lot in advance. Every scene was painstakingly storyboarded beforehand, so we could move fast. And we could just get the coverage we needed and nothing more, because there was no more time. There was not much time for experiments. There's this particular scene, the climax of the film, which took almost a whole day. It involved several makeup changes, and we had to work around them to optimize. I even ended up scrapping 2 pages of dialogue to make some scenes more dramatic. Well, they say you have to kill your darling, so I killed them all. So, compromises and cut corners aside, I think this film matches my vision. I wanted something naturalistic, gritty, that reminded of 70s horror films such as Straw Dogs, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or I Spit on Your Grave, or Last House on the Left. I think that's the spirit we achieved. Most of the strength of the story relied on the cast, and they went beyond my expectations. I think this is a pure genre film, so it will appeal to horror fans. If you like watching horror films, you will enjoy this. Or so I hope. And the film festival have proved to be a perfect way of showcasing films like this and getting connections and hopefully materializing new projects. I don't create for profit, and I create because I have to. This is a passion project. If you're passionate about horror, you will like this film. It's fun, it's got passion, and it tells a story to which we can relate. My advice is be passionate and keep creating. So you can follow me here on Instagram, and that's it. Thanks again to Searchlight International Film Festival 25.